All right, y'all. Today is the end of week 1, and we're going to do a letting go of belief experience. And so I'm just going to read off some very common beliefs. And these are beliefs with your relationship to source, which is what we've been talking about this week, and your relationship to yourself and your own belief system, which we've been talking about as well this week. So I'm going to read some of these off, and I might share some other ones. But just listen to these and ask yourself what you believe about these and start to question. And when we start questioning beliefs, well, we start realizing we get to consciously choose what we want to believe in every area of our life. And we start revealing where we're believing things we didn't even know we were believing in. So I'm going to start with our beliefs about God, source, universe. Most of us, by the way, a lot of people have God trauma. They hear the word God and they go, oh, and they get all triggered from past with religion and being forced, into a certain religion because it's so common on our planet. God is a word. That's all it is, just a word. So is universe, so is source. They're just words. They mean what we make them mean. And so, common beliefs about God. Heaven is outside of me. I've left spirit. Physical reality is less spiritual than non-physical reality. I'm imperfect, aka the Bible used to call this the original sin. Separation exists. I'm truly separate from everything else. So again, these are all beliefs that are not true. I mean, unless of course you want to believe them, they can be true for your experience, but fundamentally they're not true. There is such thing as a judgmental God, and if I do something out of alignment or integrity, I am bad or deserve to be guilty. God doesn't have or hasn't supported me. I need to do something to be worthy of realizing heaven on earth, aka your connection with oneness, your connection with God, your ability to live in joy. Now and after this life. I need to do something to be worthy of realizing heaven, to have happiness versus knowing that I'm worthy and deserve heaven because I simply exist. God is conditional, meaning I can get it wrong. There is a path instead of I am the path. So a lot of us try to figure out what path to get on. Am I on the right path? Wherever you go, even if you're off the path, that is part of your path because it's you having that experience. And so it's not about finding a path, it's about creating the path. And all of us are creating our own path. No one can really be on the same path as someone else. Because even that, it's you on the path, which has never happened before because you are a unique you. I need to become more than I already am to know God, aka know who and what I am. It is an undoing, not a becoming. So I need more than I already am. Well, not really. We need to let go of who we think we are to discover who we already are. And so this process of transformation is about undoing, not about acquiring more information, but about letting go and getting in touch with knowledge. To enjoy physical reality and all of its pleasures, sex, food, money, etc., is wrong or sinful. God is not fair, is testing me, and has created all forms of suffering in my life and in others. Life is meant to be hard, and I need to earn or deserve a life of grace and excitement. Not true. You are here because you deserve a life of grace and excitement, and if you don't think you do, find someone that's doing it and ask yourself, if they can, why can't I? Right? You have to earn it, you have to deserve it. These are all stories that we've been told. Yes, there'll be challenges. Yes, you'll have to be persistent, but that can be fun, right? A labor of love is no labor at all. There are aspects of God that are not perfect, not true, meaning aspects of existence, all of reality. I am unconditionally loved by God. I am not unconditionally loved by God. Cannot be true, or you wouldn't exist. I have to ask for support from God. You are already, and everyone is receiving all of the support you can ever need, because there is no lack in the universe. Right now, the angels are here, your ancestors are here, the guides are here, everything is here. There's a constant stream called love that you are connected to, that you can never be disconnected from. So it's not about asking for more support. This is where we confuse prayer. It's not about asking for more support. It's about tuning in to the support that we are already getting. Asking is a state of being. Wanting is a state of being. And so if we pray and we go, God, universe, source, give me more of this, I want more of this, we are giving off the idea of not having it. That's the state of being we're creating. And so instead of seeking support, ask to see, to perceive where you are already supported, where you are already abundant. God makes mistakes and is to blame. Obviously not true. God does not make mistakes. Here are some beliefs about our physical life, our physical reality. You can die, that it's temporary. We obviously know this is not true, even based on our own physics and our understanding of energy, that energy can't be created or destroyed, only transformed. There are now over 1,000 documented near-death, or actually death experiences where people have died, had an experience of the afterlife, they've been flatlined, came back into their body, and have all reported similar experiences. You can look that up for yourself. You should fear others, fear strangers, right? All of this, just fear strangers, well, that'll definitely keep us disconnected from each other, right? Remember, every encounter that you meet will either enhance the love or fear that you feel based on who you're being to them, not what they're being to you. So really, most of us are actually afraid of ourselves and facing our own fear. I'm just going to run through these a little quicker now. Safety and security, remember, all of these are not true. Safety and security depend on outside sources like money and relationships. Well, all of those are inside jobs. Achievement, status, and personal gain equals fulfillment. Obviously cannot be true, because fulfillment is something you're born with. You are born as a child fulfilled. Believing you need something more than this moment to fulfill you is a trick of the ego. I can harm another person. Now, yes, you can physically hurt someone, and you can experience hurting someone with words, but let me remind you, they aren't victims. And if you're hurting someone with words, it's because they're agreeing to believe those words. And so in moments where you go, oh, I'm a bad person because I hurt someone, I've hurt this person, and you feel guilt, acknowledge where you may have been out of alignment, but you didn't actually do the hurting. You offered a hurting, and they agreed to hurt themselves. That doesn't justify your behavior. That just shows you how powerful they are, and it shows you that they were able to reflect back to you where you needed to be healed. So turn that guilt into growth, and no need to judge yourself for it. I can harm another person. I can harm myself. Well, maybe our physical self, but our spirit, but our soul can never be harmed. The aspect of you that is infinite can never be harmed by yourself or anyone else. Physical reality is random. I'm not creating it. It's not happening through me. It's happening to me. Obviously, we know that we create our own reality. Negative emotions are weak or bad. This can't be farther from the truth. Negative emotions lead us into more of who we are, into more of the light. I need to know how my life will unfold. Well, we can't. So it's a pointless journey. It's not up to our physical mind to understand how things will unfold. So we can let that go. I need to control or change others, or change others or other things in order to be happy. I need to control or change things in order to be happy. In fact, the belief that you need to do that is what makes you unhappy. Time is real. Your past and future are real and unchangeable. Now, the experience of time is real, but time itself is not real unto itself mechanically. It is an experience generator, like having a dream. And it's real as an experience, and therefore it's valuable, and we deserve to give it our full attention and presence and investment. But believing that time is absolute means that we're going to cease to exist. Everything is temporary, and we're actually separate from everyone else, because time and space are one thing. And if time and space are real, then I'm actually over here and you're over there, and we're actually not connected. That means I must be the wave in the ocean, not the whole ocean and the wave. And if you're just a little ocean in a vast wave, that's kind of a scary life. And plus, our modern science shows this not to be true. Past is just as changeable as the future. Rejection is real. Only self-rejection is real. I need love from others in order to know that I am loved, even when someone gives you love. It is your choosing to love yourself in that moment that makes you feel loved. You actually can't really get love from someone else. You can only match the love they are offering. Physical reality is real. This is the ultimate reality. There's nothing beyond this. We know that's not true. Physical reality is not spiritual, and the only way to be truly connected is to leave it. Not true, because then we're denying the moment. And guess what? In this moment, there's full connection available for you if you just allow yourself to be in it. I need to do something to experience freedom. Actually, freedom is your ability to choose, but not actually acting on the choice itself. It's the fact that in any moment, you have the ability to choose. If I don't have a safe and secure job and income and degree, I will live a tough life. Look around for people that aren't doing that. That is not true. Scarcity exists. There's not enough to go around. We can create an experience of scarcity, but inherently, scarcity doesn't exist. There's enough money for everyone in the world to be a millionaire. There's enough food for everyone to be fed. These are facts. There is no such thing as scarcity, yet we are choosing to create it because of our beliefs. Governments and economy control me, and opportunities I can create. Not true. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of one potent idea, which is my state of being creates my circumstances. My circumstances do not create my state of being. And from your state of being, you will then act and make choices, and those choices will determine what you get back. It doesn't matter what economy you're in, it doesn't matter what world. It is your choice, it is your state of being. Then you will shift to a world that is reflective of that state of being. I can change the world. If I'm not changing the world, I am behind or contributing to the world I don't want to experience. You can't change the world. You can only change yourself. And then you can watch the world change around you. I am in the world I see. Look around and we go, oh man, yeah, I'm in this world. Well, not really. This part of you is, right, but the greater part of you is in spirit. And this is a dream. Now that doesn't mean that this is not valuable or not as real. It is 100% real for what it is. But if you know yourself and others as a spirit that is invulnerable, indestructible, and eternal, and beautiful and innocent, then you will treat them that way, and you'll show up in the world more powerfully. And your intention with all interactions and all people will be to extend love, because you know that's your natural state. And you walk this earth connected to spirit while in a physical body. I need permission from others to truly be myself. Following my passion will create a negative experience. A lot of times we go, if I act on my passion, I'm afraid this negative thing will happen. But that negative thing is not your passion. That's a totally different reality than your passion. So what you can do is ask yourself, why do I think that reality is more likely than the passionate reality in which that negative thing doesn't happen? Why am I so tied to that negative outcome? Why does that seem like the probable outcome versus the one that's passion? Let me remind you, your passion cannot bring anyone suffering. Your passion is your connection to that Christed heart within you that allows you to be in direct connection and communion with Source. And it's a choice-by-choice decision. And when you're in that passion, you bring passion to other people. Yes, they may come up against their own beliefs around you and go, oh, this person's so passionate, they're making me look at all my fear that I'm now ready to let go of so I can be in my passion, but that's a positive thing. Yeah, they may get triggered by it, they may get uncomfortable, but that's an opportunity for them to heal. Whether or not they do it, that's up to them. You can't control that. And some people will simply be inspired, and that's how you'll serve them. There is more than one person. The last piece, there is more than one person. Again, I'm separate. There's me and you and me and you. Guess what? When we believe there's more than one person, when we believe we're actually separate from everyone else, we're not all just reflections of each other, reflection of one thing, which is the all that is, then I'm going to treat you in that way. I'm going to say, oh, what I do to you doesn't affect me because I'm over here and you're over there. But here's an internal discernible law, and it's called what you share, what you extend cannot leave its source. And so if you extend a judgment, if you extend rejection, if you extend fear onto someone else, it cannot leave its source. You become that, right? Because who are you actually judging in that moment? Yourself. This is why it's pointless to point the finger, because it's just pointing right back at you, and it actually enhances your feeling of guilt. But when you know that's another version of you, you go, if my salvation, meaning my love, my ability to come to love and be absent of fear and be and create heaven on earth depends on what I'm giving, who I'm being, then what I give to you is what I'll have. And so we become generous out of self-interest in a sense. We go, if I love you, if I serve you, if I see who you really are, if I see you as innocent, right? And I treat you as if I know who you are, a very powerful, beautiful, indestructible being, an aspect of God. If I treat you that way, then I'm reinforcing that aspect in me. That is actually the fastest way to self-realization, revelation, and inner peace, is to be our brother's keeper, is to love one another, is to be an example of living in our passion to the best of our ability and giving to others that which we wish to give to ourselves. So you go through those beliefs again. There's a lot more beliefs like change are hard. Change actually isn't hard. We're changing every moment. Why would you think change is hard? Try to think of a logical reason. Change is actually very easy. It happens in a moment. You can spend 6 months contemplating a change, but when you actually change, that happens in a second. Change is actually easy, right? You have to deserve or earn your healing? Absolutely not. That is your birthright. That is just a choice away. If I look at my negativity, I'll find something true about me. Absolutely not. Nothing negative can be true about you. That's the whole crux of negativity, right? So take these beliefs, contemplate them, let go of what no longer serves you, and I'll see you next week.